Let's settle on a poll question here today, Seton O'Connor. What do you have for me?
Shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Shall we? How about this might be, what if we started doing a thing called power rankings?
Okay.
And then we also have sour rankings.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Or perhaps dour rankings.
Okay. Do enough people know Dour?
The word dour?
Yeah.
I should hope so.
I know they know sour.
I give our audience a lot of credit with their
'Cause
vocabulary.
Todd doesn't.
Dour.
Todd does not give our audience credit. Todd, do you want to give me the definition of dour?
Should we run around the room to see if we all know what dour?
Well, let me start with the guy who had the highest grade point, graduated second in his class.
I don't brag about it. I just bring it up every once in a while just to share with the class.
That's the brag.
I guess that's the brag.
Yeah, okay.
Dour to me is, when you're like down on something. Dour sounds like down. That's the best word I would use. You're kind of, things aren't going well. I'm not, behind this person or group or thing. This is going in a bad direction. I'm down on it.
Okay. All right. Marvin, do you have a definition for dour?
What Fritzy said.
Okay.
Can't get it any better than that. That's fine.
I think Webster's Dictionary.
Of or having to do with being dour.
I do like that.
I hate that.
Yeah.
God.
Wait, that's not a definition. Paulie, do you have a definition of dour?
Yeah, being in a sullen or melancholy mood, a feeling of maybe hopelessness.
Wait, are you reading that?
No.
Did you read that?
No.
I like that. The hopelessness. That's a good word.
Okay. Seton, do you have the definition of dour?
Sort of like gloomy is the way that I use it.
Gloomy.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, down would be right, but yeah, just not looking good. Sort of in a gloomy way.
Okay. That's different than sour?
It's dour. Sour. Let's see. Having an acid taste like lemon or vinegar. Feeling or expressing resentment, disappointment, or anger.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
So what do we want to do? Do we want dour? Todd, do you want dour or sour?
I think the easy one to go with is sour ranking.
All right.
This says dour, relentlessly severe, stern, or gloomy in a manner or appearance.
Okay. Seton, you want dour or sour?
I'm more of a dour guy, but I'm open to sour. I'm not a hardliner on this.
Because when you have something sour, you make that face, and that's what you make when you're thinking about that person, place, or thing that you're not into.
Like I'm doing it right now to you.
Exactly, which you always do when I talk.
My problem is Sour Patch Kids are the greatest candy ever invented. And I have a hard time. To me, sour isn't necessarily always a negative word.
But then I always think of Rich Dour, who played, I think, for the Baltimore Orioles. Is that right, Todd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich Dour Rimple, that used to be a Cowboys public relations man.
Marvin?
That's true. He was like the head of PR for the Cowboys.
That's true.
That's true. He did.
It is. Marvin, dour, sour.
You know what? I'm going to go with dour.
Okay.
You learn something new every day.
Okay.
We're educating.
All right. Paul, dour, sour.
Like to sour on something was something you previously liked and you're changing your mind, you no longer like it. It makes sense. I'm also going to go with dour rankings. It's original. It sounds like we're somewhat educated when we say it,
somewhat.
which we're not.
All right, I guess we'll do power dour ranking. Stephen in San Antonio. Hi, Stephen. What's on your mind?
Hey, guys, I just wanted to help you out a little bit. Y'all keep using the word dour, but the word should actually be pronounced door. The gloomy appearance should be door, and instead you're pronouncing dour like a dowry, like a bride gives her husband.
Wait, I've always heard dour, D-O-U-R, is dour.
Like it's a dour day outside. It's rainy and gloomy.
Not doer.
Yeah, check out the pronunciation. Pronunciation is door. It's door, like D-O-O-R.
All right, Paulie, will you check on that?
I'm all over it.
Okay, thank you. It'd be tough if we start at the power and the dour, and then we find out that power. It'd be like Fritzy.
It's actually Todd rhymed this perfectly.
Well, I voted for sour all along.
Yeah.
Power and door.
And door. Yeah.
That's a
They
perfect
rhyme
rhyme.
perfectly,
What's
yeah.
the problem? How could you guys not hear that?
Fork off.
I've always heard the word dour, but maybe that's very
You guys
not
got to
it.
pay more attention.
Thank you, Tom.
Obvious rhyme.
Yes, of course.
Door.
All right.
Door.
Door. Never heard that.
D-O-W-E-R.
But it's D-O-U-R. Dour.
Yeah, it's D-O-U-R.
Because if I take out the D and I just have O-U-R, it's hour. I put the D on there, it's dour. Oh,
doer.
Doer.
Whatever. That word stinks.
No.
I want to say
Wait, we can't have power dour if we just mispronounce dour.
Why can't we just make up the word dour?
How
then?
about we use sour?
Dour? Okay, we'll do sour.
Do you want me to save it or want me to go over this now?
Let's save it.
All right.
We don't have enough time.
Big story.
I mean, this is
poll
huge.
question. How is this word pronounced? Dour or dour?
I've never heard dour.
Let's just do poorer rankings with Dour, so we could keep Dour then.
Poor and dour.
Poor ranking. By the way, we came up with a new segment called Power and Dour Rankings, so the highs and lows in sports. And then we found out at the end of last hour, we had been pronouncing dour incorrectly. At least the possibility of that. But then are we mispronouncing hour if we're mispronouncing dour? But we had a caller who said that it's not dour, it's Dour, like Dour, D-O-O-R. We have an investigation going on right now that we'll get to here in a moment. Good morning if you're watching on Peacock. Thank you for downloading the app. And our radio affiliates around the country, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, 877-3DP Show. Operator Tyler is sitting by to take your phone calls here. Okay. Paulie's done a deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
During the commercial break on the pronunciation of dour.
Born for this assignment, first of all, Dan. All right, here is the Cambridge Dictionary, which you can get the pronunciation and definition of a word. Are you ready?
Well, wait a minute. Cambridge.
I know.
We're talking about Great Britain.
Well, yes, but they have both the UK and US pronunciation of what we would say dour. Here we go.
Dour. Dour.
Okay. That does.
Dour, like tour.
Or like doers if I'm going to be drinking.
Right. And so.
But that's because they say dour.
Yeah, so
That's
I have
how we would say dour. They say dour. It's dour.
Yeah, I got to factor in the accent here.
Dour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Dour.
They say, Americans say dour, or should be saying dour. I did a deep dive on this, and I found from Webster's dictionary, they have some background on it. The term has been used since the 1500s. The American Heritage Dictionary says, classically, in England and other places, it was dour, and Americans have eventually made it dour. Dour.
Okay.
And they say it could be pronounced either way in America. Outside of America, it's pronounced dour. In America, it's now morphed into dour, but the official pronunciation, historical pronunciation is dour.
How do they say sour there?
Sour. But I don't know if they do that.
Yeah, I don't think that they say sour.
Okay, but do they say door the same way they say dour? So it's door and door?
There's a little like a door
Yeah.
or a
See,
door.
okay.
You throw in there and it changes
No,
everything.
the answer is no. We're not going to take the Cambridge edition of this.
Who's showing up Thursday night? Tua or Ua? Ua.
No, it'd be two.
Tua. Sur.
Two.